Good evening everyone, Beano here. Some of the members on iRacing has asked me just to do a comparison run versus the video that Beano has shown last night. He took the Ferrari GT3 around Long Beach, of course running the podium DD2 wheel which sports 25 Nm peak torque. Beano had the settings down to give you equivalent of 15 Nm at the steering wheel itself. And tonight here I have the Simucube2 ultimate wheel setup from Granite Devices. So peak torque on this one, it's 32 Nm, and this is pretty much geared for professional sim racers but also professional racing teams which might want to use this as a fitness training tool to support their muscle development for endurance races sitting in cars. So this sort of level is pretty similar to what I would imagine a V8 supercar feels like. So it's about 15 Nm on the wheel itself, maybe a bit lighter than the V8 supercars, but guys like Shane von Gisbergen and Scotty McLaughlin would probably have a bit of fun practicing and training on a thing like this. I just will kick off quickly. I've had a bit of a tank slapper with the Mercedes in Monza. And just to show you guys at high speed and then normal speed what it looks like when you firstly can't drive the bloody thing to start with, then you do the all wrong sorts of movements with the apexes, you miss the apexes and you get the car in a power slide. But with the low latency that this new Simucube2 systems provide, it is indeed pretty possible and indeed very doable for many guys to catch slides like this or oversteer situations like this. So here's normal speed and then I'll do just a slow speed as well. So the car was very unbalanced to start with. Coming into second part of this turn, and once you get into mischief here, it's really terrible, so you really end up in a spot of bother. So let me just do a slow motion for you guys so you can see the behavior, and I'll also do an in-cockpit view. So here the car was upset already. There was some kink or curb that I caught there, and it kicked the arse end out a bit. And you can see the front end is doing some weird stuff, and here the arse end is now starting to oversteer. I just lost the car for some weird reason, turning in, missing the apex altogether, but already in oversteer condition. But just counter steering, going onto the gravel, and that's always instant death, because the car will kick you right into this right hand side wall, but somehow managed to survive. Again, she kicks back with the soft dampers and then she stabilizes. So I think pretty impressive. If we take a cockpit view, I'll just do a slow motion through there as well so that you guys can see what happens from normal point of view. So you can see I was coming in too hot into this anyway, and there the car kicks. There's some strip on the track there that kicked the car out and it upset the balance of the car enough. I didn't back off the throttle too much here, but that was probably the mistake. And here you can see turning in and the car's arse end just kicks out. And now the fun part starts, just coming onto this green strip and then onto the gravel. Full counter steer lock. Kicking back the other direction, and she's going to kick back again. Doesn't help like I'm driving like a drunk pirate, but anyway, nothing against drunk pirates guys, but here we go, all settled. But okay, enough of that. Like said, slide is 54 Nm on a peak torque of 32 on the servo, so actual servo torque that I would feel here now is going to be 15 Nm. So let me do a lap or two quickly or slowly, so you guys can just have a look at my hand action and compare that to Beano's video where he was taking the Ferrari with the podium 2 around Long Beach. Wheel is totally stable. No issues at all with oscillatory behavior. The way that I've got my filters set up, Lots of information coming through from the rumble strips and from the track surface, even though I've got dampening settings, friction and inertia active. You can even go one end through here at 50 Newton meters. It doesn't rip your shoulder out of the socket or try and break your wrist or anything. Just to show you the wheel response. Both hands off the wheel and just running down here. Just clip the outside of the track onto the grass there on the left hand side, so that always kicks you out a bit, causing oversteer condition. So that's what 15 Newton meters is like, guys, and I guess with the Simucube2 there always is some interesting bits. There's a new filter. This is just a base old Simucube1 style control panel. Don't mind it, it will be replaced and there will be significant amount of additional filters. But you're all aware of the damping, friction and inertia filter that you have for iRacing in this, as well as the peak and notch filter and then your reconstruction filter. There's another filter that has been introduced in this base firmware, which is called the static force reduction. And what this filter will do is, as you go into turns, it will start to lighten by a certain percentage, whatever you adjust here or set here. It will lighten the steering force through the turn. So I've set it to 30% here now, and effectively this should probably drop me down to something like 11 Newton meters or whatever going through the turn. So while on the straights, and the fidelity of the feedback you will receive will be that of 50 Newton meters, it will actually reduce the torque when you go into the turns. Let's see how this works and if it indeed makes it a bit lighter to steer. So this means I should be very comfortably be able to drive this with the one hand going through this high speed turns. Well, that feels what I expected, nice and easy. while you still have a lot of fidelity coming through, as if you were running a 50 Nm setup, it reduces the torque as you go into the turns. Nice and light. Actually just one hand through there, just hammering it, no issues at all. Let's try this one. Even counter steering with one hand works pretty well. Let's be totally stupid and take this next one with one hand as well. And pretty easily done so too. I'll do this next lap one hand, just shifting gears with the left one, but that is all where I will use it. I guess that is almost as good as cheating with the static force reduction filter. So, but it feels really awesome. I know a lot of people have been complaining on iRacing force feedback model where they reckon the column torque isn't as high as what they felt, even though the torque numbers match up with real life. But this is one way to overcome it, and at the end of the day, what matters is how you set up your wheel, what is comfortable for you and what you like to feel. This gives you the best of both worlds, where you can actually feel all the track details come through, but when you go through those high speed and difficult turns, by using the static force reduction filter, you can actually reduce the physical torque going through those high speed turns. So guys, yes, this was just a very quick overview, just a bit of feedback and more a comparison to what Beano has done last night with the Ferrari. So I guess maybe it helps you guys a bit in making some decision going forward, but we have a good selection of wheels available. If you have any questions, there are myself and a couple of other guys, Beano being one of them, that's got a good understanding of what to look out for and what to avoid. So feel free to contact us on iRacing forums or Granite Devices forums or virtual VR forums in Germany. We're active on all those. Catch you guys later. See you then. Cheers.